Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. Cut 2.5 pounds or 1.2 kilograms of potatoes in half. Potatoes are rich in potassium and vitamin C, supporting the heart and everyday strength. Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if you're in the US, your state too. Place them into a baking dish. Next, drizzle with olive oil. Season with salt. Then with dried garlic. If something is unclear in the recipe, just leave a comment, and I'll answer as soon as possible. And mix well with your hands so every piece is coated, a familiar motion that often brings back memories of preparing meals calmly and without hurry. Arrange the potatoes cut side down. Bake in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for 40 to 45 minutes until golden and tender. Heat a frying pan with a little olive oil. Slice 7 ounces or 200 grams of mushrooms. As they cook, mushrooms release a rich, earthy aroma that instantly makes the kitchen feel warm and inviting, while their B vitamins help support energy and daily strength. Thank you for being with us, dear subscribers. You can now support our channel by becoming a sponsor and enjoy early access to new videos. We truly appreciate your support. Add them to the pan and fry until golden brown. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, mix well. Liking this video would be appreciated. It's a great way to show your support. Then transfer the mushrooms to a bowl. Now, dice 1 onion. As the knife moves, that familiar, slightly sweet aroma appears, the kind that instantly brings back memories of family kitchens and meals slowly coming together. Add the onion to the same pan and sauté until golden. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, add 1 pound or 500 grams of ground beef. Gently break it apart with a spatula and cook until nicely browned, forming a rich, hearty base that makes the dish truly satisfying. Finely chop 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. That warm, comforting scent is always a sign that something good is on the way. Add the garlic to the pan and cook for about 1 minute until fragrant, letting it bring depth, warmth, and that familiar home-cooked feeling to the dish. Add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Mix well. Sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. Then stir and warm the spices for 1 minute so their aroma opens fully. Pour in about 7 fluid ounces or 200 milliliters of hot water. Add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, and 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Mix well. Cover with a lid and simmer for 5 to 7 minutes until the sauce thickens. Remove the potatoes from the oven. Turn the halves over. Gently press each one down with the bottom of a glass to create a flat base. Gently press each one down with the bottom of a glass to create a flat base. This simple motion often brings back memories of home kitchens, where food was shaped by hand and every step was done with care. In a small bowl, mix about 1.5 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters of melted butter. Finely grate about 1 ounce or 30 grams of Parmesan. Add it to the butter. Mix well. Then brush this mixture over the potatoes. Return them to the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until a crisp crust forms. Stir the meat mixture once more and remove it from the heat. Take the potatoes out of the oven. Spread the meat evenly over the potatoes, creating a generous, comforting layer. Now grate 3.5 ounces or 100 grams of Emmental cheese. Its soft texture promises that familiar stretch and creaminess we all love in baked dishes. Sprinkle it evenly over the meat. Next, grate 3.5 ounces or 100 grams of cheddar. This cheese adds a deeper, richer flavor and that golden finish many of us remember from oven meals shared at the family table. Sprinkle it on top. Finish by adding the sautéed mushrooms, spreading them gently over the cheese. Sprinkle lightly with oregano. Bake for another 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is melted and beautifully golden. Next, prepare a fresh salad. Thinly shred 7 to 10 ounces or 200 to 300 grams of cabbage. Its crisp texture and gentle crunch always feel refreshing, like the simple salads many of us grew up with. Place the cabbage into a bowl. Thinly slice one small red onion. Its mild sharpness wakes up the flavors without overpowering them, the way good homemade salads always do. Add it to the bowl. Now grate one carrot. Its bright color comes from beta-carotene, which supports vision and skin health, and it brings a natural sweetness to the salad. Add the carrot to the bowl. Next, cut one sweet and sour apple into thin pieces. That light sweetness and fresh bite add fiber and balance, making the salad feel lively and easy to enjoy. Add the apple to the bowl. In a separate bowl, mix 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, ½ teaspoon of salt, and ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk until smooth and glossy. Pour the dressing over the salad and toss gently, letting everything come together naturally. Now, heat a dry pan. Add a mix of seeds and walnuts. Toast lightly. Nuts and seeds bring healthy fats and a pleasant crunch that completes the salad. Remove from heat. Take the baked dish out of the oven. The surface is beautifully golden, the cheese softly melted, and the aroma fills the kitchen in the most comforting way. Cut a generous piece. Place it onto a plate. Add the fresh salad alongside. Sprinkle it with the toasted seeds and nuts. The dish looks rich and inviting, with crisp potatoes, a tender, flavorful center, and layers that come together naturally. I hope this recipe brings warmth, comfort, and good memories into your home. Thank you for cooking with me today, but don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. To begin, crack 2 eggs into a mixing bowl. Add 6 tablespoons of flour, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk everything together until the batter turns smooth and silky. Take a moment to appreciate this simple step. It is the foundation of our recipe. It already feels like the start of something cozy and homemade. Next, chop 4 or 5 large potatoes into chunks. There is something timeless about preparing potatoes. It slows life down for a moment. I still remember sitting at the kitchen table with my family, each of us working away, laughing about something small, while the anticipation of dinner grew. Potatoes have a wonderful way of bringing people together. Place them in a pot. Cover with water. Let them simmer gently on the stove. While the potatoes are bubbling away, finely grate about 3 ounces or 90 grams of cheese of a good melting variety. Not only does it add a velvety texture, but cheese is also an excellent source of calcium and protein, which are essential for maintaining strong bones. It is a wonderful way to make this dish both comforting and nourishing for the body. Once the potatoes are fork tender, drain off the water completely. Transfer the steaming chunks into a mixing bowl. Add half a stick or 60 grams of butter right on top. Begin to mash everything together. There is a special kind of comfort in watching the butter melt into the hot potatoes, releasing that rich, creamy aroma. It takes me back to holiday dinners where the mashed potatoes were always the first thing to disappear from the table. Mash until the texture is silky and free of lumps. Then pour in the egg mixture we prepared earlier. Mix everything together thoroughly until you have a smooth, golden dough that smells absolutely delicious. Let's add a little freshness now. Finely chop a small bunch of parsley. Fresh herbs really lift the flavor of the heavy ingredients. The scent of chopped parsley is pure freshness. It is actually rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, so we are adding a wonderful healthy boost to our comfort food. Sprinkle it into the bowl and mix everything together. You want the herbs to be evenly distributed so that every bite has that little pop of fresh herbal flavor. Now, drizzle some olive oil over a sheet of baking paper. Then, scoop about 1/4 of the mashed potato mixture onto it. Gently spread it into a neat square, just like in the video. Treating the potato mixture like a canvas ensures it rolls beautifully later. When you have a nice, even layer, sprinkle a bit of the grated cheese on top. This hidden layer creates a delicious, gooey center that makes every bite feel special. Next, heat a little olive oil in a frying pan. Finely chop 1 onion. Do not rush. Keep your chopping steady and even. Onions have this lovely way of grounding a dish, turning simple ingredients into something that feels like home. The sound of the knife on the board is such a comforting rhythm in the kitchen. Add the chopped onion to the pan. Sauté gently, moving them around the pan until they become translucent and develop a rich golden color. Meanwhile, grate 1 clove of garlic on a mini grater. Garlic has that bold, familiar warmth. It fills the room with comfort before you even take the first bite. Plus, it is excellent for your heart and immune system. Add the garlic to the onions. Mix it well into the onions. Let those wonderful aromas blend. That is when you know something good is on its way. Now it is time to add the meat. Add 1/2 pound or about 220 grams of ground beef. Put it right into the pan with the onions and garlic. Stir well. Let it brown slowly. Ground beef is such a reliable ingredient for family meals. It is hearty and satisfying. You will see how the beef releases its juices and starts to pick up that golden color. After about 5 to 7 minutes, once the beef is browned and fragrant, season it with half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir everything thoroughly to coat the meat in those rich spices. Then remove the pan from the heat and set it aside. Now, spoon the savory beef mixture directly onto the center of the potato layer. Gently spread it out with the back of a spoon until it covers the base evenly. This part always takes me back to quiet afternoons in my grandmother's kitchen, where she would layer fillings so carefully. Next, fold the sides of the potato base over the filling to create a tidy rectangular packet. Tuck the edges in to seal it completely. This step is surprisingly relaxing. It feels like you are wrapping up a delicious little present, keeping all that savory goodness safe inside. Heat a splash of olive oil in a pan. Lay the potato packets carefully into the hot oil. Fry them on medium heat until they develop a rich golden brown crust on both sides. While the packets are sizzling, let's prepare a refreshing dipping sauce. Combine 1 small cup of Greek yogurt. Add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of mustard. For a bit of kick, grate 1 clove of garlic on a mini grater. Fresh garlic really wakes up the creamy yogurt base. It adds a subtle heat that makes the sauce so much more interesting. Add it to the bowl. Season the mixture with half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika. To finish, grate 1 marinated pickle. This secret ingredient brings a brightness that balances the whole dish. It is a small touch that makes a big difference. Mix it into the sauce. Stir well until it is smooth. The pickle adds a lovely zesty crunch that cuts through the richness of the fried potato. Once the potato pockets are crispy and golden brown, remove them from the heat. Let them sit for a minute before serving to ensure the crust stays crunchy. Plate them while they are hot, with a big dollop of that creamy sauce on the side. Just look at that texture. You get that satisfying crunch from the crust, followed by the soft potato and the savory, cheesy beef filling. It is pure comfort on a plate. Simple, yet so satisfying. Dishes like this always remind me why homemade food is best. It brings everyone together. I hope this recipe becomes a new favorite in your home. Thank you for cooking with me today. Until next time, happy cooking!